Hi, welcome to Growing Dreams Homestead. I'm Dana, and today I'm going to be planting some seeds and doing some propagation of my purple heart that is behind me. But first, I thought we would take a look at the progress on my onion seeds I planted about a little over a month ago. Here are our onion seedlings. They are doing really well. They've had 2 haircuts so far, and they'll probably need a couple more before they're ready to go out. If you have issues with the little fruit fly gnats, these little yellow sticky traps are wonderful. I just put one in because I noticed a few of them on the onions today. And as you can see, my Utah sweet Spanish still has not come up, so I'm going to reseed some more of that, but everything else is looking good. So today I'm going to be starting a couple seeds, and I see a lot of people who are starting seeds already, and I don't want you to feel pressured or feel like you're behind, because you definitely do not need to be starting all of the things right now. Here in Indiana, we still have 13 weeks till our last frost date, which is usually about May 15th. So you have plenty of time to be planting things. I am not going to start a lot of things really until next month, and even some stuff in April. So if you check out a Clyde's garden planner, they're very helpful. You slide the red line to your last frost date, and then it will tell you when to plant things, start them inside, when to plant them outside. All those things is very helpful, especially for new gardeners. I really like this. Today, the things I'm going to be planting are cool crops. They are things that can go out a little earlier when it's cooler. So I'm going to be planting some spinach and some kale. I already have a little bit of this going in the greenhouse, but I'd like more. I could also be planting like more cabbage and broccoli and things, but I have a ton of that growing in the greenhouse, and I'm going to have to thin those out and move some into the garden. So I'm going to do these 2, and then I'm also going to start some violas because they are a cool flower that will be able to go out early in spring into some flower pots and just make things look pretty. So we'll start there. I ordered some new seed starting trays last year, and I really like these. They have rubber bottoms on them, so it makes it really easy to pop your seedlings out. They have their tray for bottom watering, and then they also come with their own humidity dome. So I got a set of 3 of these. They hold 12 plants each, and these are really good for small seedlings that you're going to be potting up. So this tray, I'm going to start with some kale. And I'm going to do 2 seeds per cell. Now these I should be able to plant out probably the beginning of April. I could put them in the greenhouse earlier than that. Will be potato time pretty soon, guys, which is super exciting. If you've never grown potatoes, I definitely encourage you to do so. Potatoes are so easy. I always plant mine on Good Friday. And then you just kind of put them in the ground and they do their thing. And then when they start to die back, you dig them up. And last year I had 150 pounds of potatoes that I harvested, which have lasted us all winter. And I still have some in the basement, which are starting to sprout a little bit. And those will be my seed potatoes for this year. Seed potatoes are at stores, but you can also just buy regular potatoes at the grocery and put them somewhere for the next month or so, and when they start getting eyes, you can plant them too. So that's something to be thinking about if you want to increase your food production this year. So the kale is planted. Next I'm going to do spinach. I absolutely love spinach, so I'm going to do 2 per cell in here, so that's only 24 plants if they all germinate, but I will be sowing some of this direct sow into the garden when it's time as well. So spinach seeds are a little bit bigger than the kale seeds, which means they need to go a little deeper in the soil. I know a lot of people are starting things and we're all excited for spring. I see my tulips are starting to come up and push through the soil, and the hyacinths, and very excited. All the daffodils, it's going to be so pretty. I did a video in the fall where we planted bulbs down in the orchard. And my plan is that one day they will all naturalize and there'll just be a whole carpet of blooms down there in the orchard in the spring, and it will just be so beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to lightly cover my spinach. Then I will water these in and put their humidity domes on. The humidity domes you just want to leave on until they sprout. After that, you can take them off. Been sick this week. I don't know if you can tell by my voice. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I thought I probably need to get some of my cool stuff planted. All right, so we have kale and spinach. I will label those because I'll forget. I always think I won't, but I will. All right, and the last thing that I'm planting are violas, and they're just a beautiful spring flower. And these seeds are tiny. I'm going to do my best to just get a couple per cell. Really looking forward to the FFA sale here that they have every spring of flowers. That's where I usually pick up like my geraniums and things like that for the porch. So that'll be fun. I always like supporting our local FFA. All right, so there are a few seeds per cell. I'm just going to water those in because they are so tiny. They don't need much coverage. Oh, there we go. There's a couple trays planted. That makes me happy. Next, I'm going to talk to you about propagating purple heart. All right, so this is my purple heart, and I've had this plant for several years. I bought it, and it was just a little plant from like Walmart or something, and I had it in the landscape. Dug it up and put it in a pot, and now it is my mama plant. So it shoots off tons of vines everywhere. Like as you can see, this thing really needs cleaned up and thinned down. So what I'm going to do is cut some of these and then put them in soil. They propagate really easy. All right, so I will just start by cutting the purple heart, and every place there is a segment that will produce roots. So I'm going to cut this leaf off, and then I'm going to push this down into my soil. They root really easy, and from this mother I can have tons of plants to put out. Now they are not cold hardy, so if you do this, the ones in the landscape will die in the fall unless you pot them up and bring them inside. But I have my mother plant here that I keep every year, and I just make babies from her and then put these guys out in the landscape, and they look really pretty. I put 2 per pot if they're big, and if they're smaller, I do 3. Like I said, I really need to clean her up. She's got babies everywhere. So I will just fill this tray with cuttings, and then hopefully I'll have lots of little babies to plant out. Now these guys can't go out until after last frost day, so they'll be, after Mother's Day. But yeah, they're really pretty, dark purple. They really love the sun. Look at this. So if you have a nice sunny place, they're pretty in the landscape. All right, I'm gonna get to work. I got all my cuttings done and have them in some soil. I did propagate a couple weeks ago, and they are in the kitchen window, so I will show you those. So I put 4 little cuttings in here a couple weeks ago, and they look really good. Brought in some peach branches from when I pruned my peach trees, and they're starting to blossom. And then look, the iris is starting to bloom again. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so it's a pretty sunny day, and now I'm feeling a little bit better. I thought it'd be a good day to start some seeds and propagate some plants. I'm going to get this old girl cleaned up because she's looking a little wild. Like I said, I think she's like 4 or 5 years old. And I do this every year. Take cuttings from her and propagate some babies. So I hope you're having a great weekend. Want to know what you got going on. Are you sowing seeds? Are you propagating things? Are you making lots of yummy treats? I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Got this mama all cleaned up, and I think she looks really good.